in war and everyone got trampled on.
Money, money, money. We all need money. We all need more money. What is money? What's your relationship with money? Do you have enough money? Do you have to pay money today? Do you wish you had more money today? When I've sort of, in these months since I've found Christ, one thing that I have really noticed is that mankind are beholden to money. I suppose you could say I'm a little bit slow on the uptake with that one, but really it's amplified now. So you're born, you go to school, you're brainwashed into thinking the Earth's a globe, that man crawled out of the sea, that somehow men are out to get women, that cutting off your nuts and your vagina and becoming the opposite gender is quite okay and in fact encouraged, and all sorts of crazy nonsense. They vaccinate you while you're at school, and you basically just become a good little foot soldier in this new world order world that we live in, that they're going to live in. And then you leave school and then you have to get a job. You simply have to. You can't not. Otherwise you're a sponge off the system. And the way they've got the system set up is, I've really noticed this, particularly with older people. People, they do the right thing and they skimp and save and they go without and they sacrifice time with their children and their family and for themselves and everything that's important to them, including God, especially God. And they skimp and save all these years for a house. They do it, but they never stop paying. They retire, they get all sorts of penalties because they're too well off. And how are they well off? Because they've done well in the system and earned lots of money. So they get disadvantaged when they get older, so they have to keep paying taxes, they have to keep paying for water, they have to keep paying for the land they own, they have to just keep paying for insurance because people are dipshits, and on it goes. So they set up this system. I've been really thinking about this. How do you live a life without money? And you come back and you think, well, you can't. I mean, if you want to go 1 kilometre in a car, you need to buy petrol for it. If you want to buy any sort of food, and the only way you can avoid buying food is by growing it yourself, which they make it impossible because you have to own land, and to own land you have to have money. So no matter what you do, you have to have money. And everybody's just always chasing for money. Their whole lives become about getting more money, having enough money to get them by and for their kids, and the whole world becomes money. Now, where I am sort of now is that I believe money is Satan's best weapon to ward people off God, to have them move in a different direction away from the Creator. So I'm sort of really thinking about now the next stage of my life and my calling and what God's telling me to do, and I think I'm settled now. He basically wants me to go on the road. I'm in a position in my life now where I've got no commitments, I've got no people committed to me, I've got no financial commitments, I've got some money in the bank. So I think I'm going to go and buy myself a camper truck, like a camper van thing, and I'm off. I'm going to go and explore. This is what God's telling me to do. I'm going to go off and explore. I'm going to go to different towns, and I hope the way my life's going that I'm going to go and minister the word and just do God's work. This is what he's saying to me. He's presented so much to me about the world, the financial system. Basically, the Swiss run this world. I mean, you look at anything in this world and you want truth, you go to the opposite to what they're telling you, and you look at the country that's the most neutral, that's the most out of conflict, the most pure, and that's Switzerland. So I had a bit of a look into Switzerland. No, Switzerland's the home of the Freemasons, it's the home of the Knights Templar. They call it Octagon. I watched this video the other day. I can't think I might even leave the link down the bottom to the, I will. I'll leave the link in the box to the video I watched about this. It's about Octagon. And my goodness, you just can't dispute this. It's true. He goes right into Hitler. Hitler was part of it. He was doing Masonic hand signs right through it. It's all part of the Knights Templar. Switzerland is the beast, and it appears that Switzerland could well be the first beast coming out of the sea in Revelation, but who knows, because a couple of weeks ago I was saying it was the Vatican, but who knows? Could still be the Vatican. It could be Switzerland, because there is sort of, their heads of government is 7 and 10, so who knows? But sort of it's opened my eyes. Like, God's just opening my eyes to the world and to basically everything that the world is. He just seems to be showing me at the moment. So the way I'm listening to God and the way I'm sort of thinking right now is he's telling me this. He's been telling me basically since I went camping there a month or so ago. He's been telling me this, that he wants me to get a camper and go on the road and minister his word. Which brings me back to money, because I've spoken to people about this and they said, oh, how are you going to afford it? How are you going to sustain yourself? How are you going to afford food? How are you going to afford rego for the truck? It's interesting, isn't it? Because these people care about me and they're not having a go. They just want me to be okay. They don't want me to be out in the road and, dead on the side of the street or something, And I just said, because I'm walking with the Lord, and I just say to people, look, it says it in Scripture, and the Lord's telling me, you trust me and I will provide. So this is that big leap of faith I've been talking about. And it's significant for me, because I was saved in June. I've been awake now for about 2.5 years. It's been a real upswing. It's in terms of education and learning new things. And it's all sort of coming to a climax. Well, this part of my life right now, it's coming to a climax. It's definitely climaxing the last few years. And I mean, why would he reveal all this to me? If you want to be back in the system, I've got sort of two choices to make right now. I can go and get a job, which God has just plain out said to me. He said to me since I left Telstra and I got that redundancy, he's spelled it out. He doesn't want me in the system. I've just had one experience after the other where I get treated like a piece of shit and I just get rejected by the system. You look back and you don't be a victim, and you reflect on your time with God. It's not Satan, it's God saying, Brett, out of the system. I want you doing this other thing. I've called you at this hour for a reason. So that's sort of where I'm at, So God will provide. It's a massive leap of faith. But the thing is, the way I'm looking at it right now is, okay, this could be pretend. It could be just me thinking it, but it's just been sustained. And you've got no idea. Everywhere I go, I just see camper vans in front of me. I was at my brother's place the other day and I mentioned it to him, and all we saw when we watched the TV that day, or when the ad come on, all we saw was ads for camper vans, And it's just like, I got home the other day and there's a camper van right in front of the house with, the Australian Camper Van Club sticker on the back of it. And I looked at that and it gave me a few really good leads about how to go about this, So it's just everywhere. It's just everywhere for me. And I could just say, no, it's not God. It's something else. It's just coincidence. Okay, I'll go back into the world. I go back into the world, what do? I get a job, which I can't get, don't really want to get a job that I'm not passionate about, that I don't care about, to get money I don't care about. Or I could follow God's word and buy a camper and go and minister his word and trust him that he's going to be able to provide for me. So it's been a difficult few weeks. It's been hard to get my head around all of it. But at the end of the day, it's all true, isn't it? You get to points like this and you think to yourself, is it true? Is God true? Is Jesus true? Is the Bible true? Or is it not? And you have those moments of doubt and you come back into the world and you go, well, Switzerland run the world. They're pharaohs. Switzerland are pharaohs, and that's where all the money comes from, is because they come from their pharaonic gold. So pharaohs are running the world, and it clearly says it in the Bible that the pharaohs are the enemy of God. So it's all there. I mean, every day you see it. You just see it in everyday walk of life. People, they get up, they go to work, they lead meaningless, pointless lives. On the weekend they've got their pursuits, they've got their hobbies and all that. But all it's about is just having a rest from work. And then Monday morning you get back up again, you go to work. The little ones, they go to school to learn shit that's not true. So I mean, that's all true. So God's true. God is so true. The way God's been talking to me and ministering to me and giving me kicks in the arse and all that, and trying to make things make sense to me. Oh, he's a good God. He's a good God. So that'll be me. I don't know when I'll be doing it. If anyone's got any tips on how to buy a camper, because they seem to be fairly hard to get. You know, a lot of them have got high Ks and they're ex-highs and all that. I don't want that. But again, you just come back in, you just go, God will provide. I've just got to stay focused. Stay true to myself, stay true to my walk with God. And just go and buy a camper. And the next stage of my life, I've got to be honest, I'm as scared as all hell. But man, how exciting. What an exciting new adventure. So that's me this morning. It's exciting. It's nerve-wracking. It's been quite a build-up to it. But all the evidence, all my walks with God, all of my dealings with God, they all point to this direction. And it's time to get busy.